Hey, everybody, welcome to Back Issues. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
Okay, so this is a book that I've kind of threatened to do forever because it is such a beloved crossover, and we love doing crossovers on the show. And when I say we, I mean I, and you guys just along for the ride. But this is from 1995.
How is that different than every episode?
That's true, actually, yeah. It never has either of you been like, can we please do this book, please?
Yeah, no.
Green Lantern, Silver Surfer, Unholy Alliances. This was written by Ron Mars with art by Darryl Banks.
Unholy Alliances?
Yes. What are you talking about? Green Lantern, Silver Surfer? These two are on the side of the angels. They're good guys. Why would they be unholy? You'll see. There are quite a few unholy elements that
I think
appear.
I know because I saw on the back cover Parallax is referenced.
Well,
so
sure,
That's
you
going
know.
to come into play.
Yeah. Of course, Ron Mars wrote for both Green Lantern and Silver Surfer. So it's like, oh, we got like an expert on both to cover them. That's smart.
No excuse for it being bad.
Yes. Right. Also, Ron Mars is 50% of the writers on the upcoming DC versus Marvel event that this immediately dovetails into. Also, Ron Mars is the only one who cares about access. And
God.
Thankfully, this is devoid of any references to access. It predates access by a couple of weeks to a month. But it does immediately reference the DC versus Marvel event, which is a shame. But otherwise, it's a pretty fun event that because I like the crossovers that like don't reference DC versus Marvel because DC versus Marvel sucks. It sucks on toast, and it's a real disappointment. It is great in a lot of ways. Like I like the trading cards, and I like the spirit of camaraderie that came with DC versus Marvel.
If you appreciate the trading cards
more than the story,
the story, yeah, no.
Agreed.
That's like people who are like, I love baseball cards. Oh, do you like baseball?
Hell no.
But like, look at this card. Look at the edging.
Actually, there were a lot of people like that.
Oh yeah.
Like it was just like a thing you did.
Yeah, I think that's
baseball
like
cards.
called collecting.
Yeah.
Right? That's like anything you collect, where it's like, oh man, I have Fiesta wear. Do you like having dinner parties? I would if I had friends, but I collect Fiesta wear.
So clearly
no.
I don't.
But this is a fun little crossover. Oh, Green Lantern, Silver Surfer, Cosmic Adventures. Let's see this happen. Ron Mars, of course, had been tasked with getting rid of Hal Jordan and making a new hotness into the Green Lantern. Of course, Hal Jordan would not go away. He'd become Parallax. 0 Hour happens, which was originally facilitated by a new character called Extant, who of course got right out of the way and made Parallax the main villain of 0 Hour. Of course, the point of 0 Hour. Hal Jordan wants to go back in time and make everybody happy. He just wants to rewrite the universe and time, because 0 Hour was a crisis in time. It was all about hyper time. But anyway, Hal Jordan is so evil because he wants to unmake Coast City's destruction and make everybody happy so they would leave him alone, which is also kind of the basis for the House of M story, which is weird, kind of weird.
Is that gonna come up in this? Like,
yes.
oh. So this is a crossover, which should be like a fun, accessible thing, and it's like steeped in lore.
Very specific, very recent 1995 lore.
I mean, it's leading up to a giant crossover event.
That's true, but what does that have to do with DC versus Marvel? Like, what does Green Lantern, Hal Jordan's baggage have to do with watching Lobo and Wolverine punch each other? Nothing. But this is a Green Lantern, Silver Surfer crossover. Now, what's Silver Surfer up to around this time? It's impossible to know. No one knows.
He's catching the cosmic waves.
All we need to know is Silver Surfer is not the Herald of Galactus anymore. He's the superhero known as Silver Surfer.
Hasn't he not been, like, mostly not been the Herald of Galactus?
Yes.
Like, he only was for like
a blip in time.
Yeah, like a year or something.
Occasionally,
right?
occasionally,
when he was introduced.
I want to say there's at least 1 or 2 other instances in which he is made back into the Herald of Galactus for plot purposes, because they're like, we don't know what else to do with him. And hey, hasn't he been Herald of Galactus, but only for like a minute? Like, shouldn't we see that more?
Yeah, let's explore that.
Plus, because like we don't have anything to do with him, he's so free. We're gonna put him in a crossover with Green Lantern. So,
and we can take him off the table by having him be the Herald of Galactus. Galactus will show up and be like, I'll eat Earth unless you be my Herald again.
Cyborg Superman, but back then they're calling him Cyborg, not to be confused with Cyborg, the member of the Teen Titans or Justice League. That, of course, they didn't expect Cyborg to become a household name.
Did Cyborg exist at this time?
Oh yeah, he did. But they were like, yeah, people. It's all about context. If I say
there and there.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm reading it. Like, it's still spelled Cyborg. Like, what have you done, DC?
But I'm looking at Cyborg Superman.
Exactly. Or if I hear Hal Jordan saying Cyborg, he's probably not screaming at Vic. So
Who isn't in the book.
right, who would never be in this book. But yeah, the evil cyborg, formerly the Cyborg Superman. I don't see why we shouldn't just call him Cyborg Superman, but they keep calling him Cyborg.
Well, because he's not Superman. He was
but-
found out that he's not Superman.
It's true. 1/3 of his face is still Clark's face, though.
Right.
But really, Cyborg...
Wait, actually Clark's face?
yeah,
Well, it's modeled after
it's
it,
modeled
right?
after it. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not...
it's not a skin graft or anything.
No.
Okay.
But it looks
No.
like him.
Look,
so you could call him Superman.
He has a real name. It's Hank Henshaw. But nobody wants to say that. But we can call him Hank for the purposes of clarity if we want. Evil Superman Cyborg Hank is doing his thing out in space. And
What is his thing?
his thing is he is trying, bear with me, to recreate Warworld. Because like that was the thing he was most famous for when he was created
Right.
2 years ago.
And that's the thing he'll always be, because every time he's come up, it's been a
About
Warworld thing.
Yeah, in the 90s, certainly.
Yeah.
He's trying to create Warworld, and so he's on this planet that is coincidentally a planet in the Marvel Universe that Silver Surfer had saved from Galactus. And by the way, if you're looking for the Marvel comic in which that happens, don't. Just a lot of
just
stories
made it
happen
up.
between the panels. Don't worry about it. But what matters is
Yeah, this is one of the worlds.
this is one of those worlds that Silver Surfer feels personally responsible for because he saved it from his unholy purpose. Oh.
Does he have to like visit them?
No,
Is it
he doesn't like
some-
periodically check in and go like, "Oh, you still good?" Because I saved you from death. Don't forget.
It's my responsibility now.
Yeah.
It's like child support.
Yeah. I mean, if I were a Silver Surfer, the only thing that they would owe me is really just like bathroom privileges, you know? But I'm flying around. I'm like, oh crap, it's that planet that I saved aeons ago from Galactus. I'm gonna use a can.
Oh, it's not that they owe you anything. It's the fact that you feel responsible for them. Be like, I saved this planet.
Yeah.
I have to make sure that they're still doing okay.
that-
Are you guys drinking enough?
That is kind of what Silver Surfer's bag is in this story for no reason.
Well, because like he went to all the trouble.
He
So
did,
like,
yeah.
if
I
it was
defied-
destroyed by friggin' Hank Henshaw later, it'd be like, what the crap? I did it for nothing.
That's exactly right. You know,
Meanwhile, the people on the planet are like, it's been like 3 decades since you've seen us.
Yeah.
Why won't you visit us more, Silver Surfer?
yeah, but because I have more important things to do. You know, maybe get out of your pre-industrial society and build some goddamn spaceships and see me more often.
Could you impart maybe some of your cosmic power or knowledge onto us?
I will do that, but not for you. So Cyborg is messing around with this planet, and Silver Surfer's like, "Hey, dickhead, get off my planet. This is my place that I saved."
Wait, is this in the world where they're just
No.
they're just in the same universe?
No. See,
Oh,
okay. DC versus Marvel. First of all, it sucks. I can't overstate that enough. And two, it is presupposing the idea that there are two universes in the vast multiverse, one of which is the Marvel universe, the other one is the DC universe. And for a time, it was firmly in continuity that event happened and everything that happened around that event happened. But then they made JLA Avengers, and Kurt Busiek's like, that's canon, that's not. Now that being said, also, there were some reboots between then, so sure. But JLA Avengers does not support the DC versus Marvel continuity. That also flies in the face of another Marvel DC crossover convention, which is that there is a universe within the multiverse
Right.
where both Marvel and DC characters occupy the same space on the same Earth, and the same continuity happened to them, but Marvel and or DC characters were not available for their respective events.
Right.
Unless they were, and those events are chronicled in the crossovers. Those are typically collected in the Crossover Classics collection, although I understand that the Batman Spider-Man crossovers do happen on that Earth, where both universes exist in the same space.
Got it.
Which also...
Totally straightforward.
That's not
and
confusing at all.
understandable.
And those crossovers came out under the suite of crossovers that coincided with the DC versus Marvel event, which is of course firmly establishing that there are two different universes. So it's like, coincidentally, Marvel and DC characters are crossing over in a big event. And also, in another Earth, in the vast multiverse, Batman and Spider-Man are crossing over.
Okay. That's separate. That's over there.
Yes, but also in the Batman Spider-Man crossover, the first one, they also have like a continuity box that says that everything that happens in here takes place before the Clone Saga. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Don't worry.
Because the Clone Saga also happens on that Earth where Batman lives. Like, no!
No, like it has to. The Clone Saga will happen in every universe.
No, it must!
Just so you know.
Damn you! So this is a place where Marvel and DC are separate universes.
Okay.
Silver Surfer.
But things are happening where like you understand that like, well, they'll run into each other because.
No.
How?
Okay.
Oh no, this is a surprise.
This
You're
is
like,
a surprise.
how are they here?
Well,
Okay.
you're like, whoa!
Okay.
And because they're cosmic characters, we're like, oh, sure.
They passed through a portal or whatever.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That is 100% their hand-wavy explanation for this.
Okay.
Yeah, but is Hank Henshaw like a traveler between worlds?
Yes, but not on purpose. You know, he is looking to create Warworld. He went into space and ended up in the Marvel Universe. That's what they're suggesting.
he
I know, I'll
crossed
try
over.
it here.
Yes. So
Okay, so
Cyborg
we're in the
here.
Marvel-
Warworld before.
I kind of love that, but that's not really his motivation. It's more like he is just a foaming at the mouth madman who's like, I gotta make Warworld. This place looks good. And Silver Surfer's like, hey man, what the hell? And
there's people living
Superman,
here.
yeah, and Cyborg Superman's like, who's this guy? So Silver Surfer's like, oh, this guy doesn't know me. He must be from another reality because everybody knows me.
He must be new here.
I mean, the fact is, like, you know Silver Surfer. Like, if you are a space-aware world, you know of Galactus, and you know of the Silver Surfer. If you're from Earth, you're like, oh man, that's like a member of the Defenders. So, Cyborg Superman immediately attacks Silver Surfer, and it's just a bunch of nonsense. They do also introduce each other. I'm Silver Surfer, I'm called Cyborg, let's go. And I can imagine Vic being like, hey.
He calls himself Cyborg?
Yes, because he is one.
That'd be like you calling yourself human.
He calls himself Silver Surfer because he is silver.
He is.
And is on a surfboard.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, that's different.
that's
'cause
more
he's just-
literal.
Yeah, he's uncreative.
And Cyborg is not?
Yeah. Cyborg Superman attacks Silver Surfer, and Silver Surfer is like explaining through out loud exposition to himself, more or less, in the midst of his fight with Cyborg, that this guy's like, this guy doesn't recognize me, even when I was a herald for Galactus. And Cyborg is like, so you were a herald, which means that you work for someone even more powerful than you. That's good to know. Not for us, because Galactus does not appear in this book. I think it's...
Then what is the purpose of him figuring that out?
right?
I think because Cyborg Superman himself has never been a herald, so he's like, well, clearly then I can defeat you.
That's true. Yeah. You answer to a higher power, ergo you are less powerful.
Yeah, you're inferior.
Yeah. But also, I think that Cyborg Superman is always searching for more power.
Right.
You know, so he can make Warworld. I'm like, that's
Right.
kind of Mongols thing, man. Anyway, so they fight. Meanwhile, in the DC universe, Kyle Rayner, the new Green Lantern, is doing his thing. What is his thing? He's a graphic designer. He lives above a coffee shop, and he's doing a logo redesign for them. He's doing a whole brand reintegration for Radu's coffee shop. And first of all, I kind of love the logo. Secondly, this is in continuity because this logo does get implemented into Radu's. So, you know, you eagle-eyed Green Lantern fans out there, keep a lookout for this Radu coffee shop logo because the origin of it is in Green Lantern Silver Surfer. His window explodes. And he's like, "Bah!" And so he wants to investigate it. And when he goes out there, Terrax is attacking the city. And Terrax, of course, is...
He's not supposed to be
He's
there.
not supposed to be there. He's from the Marvel Universe, and he was a former Herald of Galactus. So, of course, we've seen Terrax a number of times in our travels on this couch. But
I don't remember
for
him
a quick
at all.
context of Terrax, Terrax, of course, again, imbued with power cosmic from Galactus. His shtick is more specific than folk like Silver Surfer, but not too dissimilar from characters like Nova. Not that Nova, but the fire-based Nova. You know, where she's like all about fire, he's more about Earth. So he can control the elements of Earth and, you know, rip out the ground from under you and control rocks and throw them at you and stuff like that.
Right, that's why he has an axe.
Yeah, he's also a beefy motherfucker, so he's just gonna kick your ass with that axe. Like, you know, so that's...
He's got a lot going on.
when you really boil it down, it's two things. You know, he's got an axe and he can control
Earth powers,
rocks.
yeah.
He looks like he's made of granite.
He does. There
Or
is...
I like
static.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that you can blame entirely on Digital Chameleon, who was the color art and rendering department on this book. I only know that because for no reason they are like credited at the bottom corner of one of the pages, and I'm like,
That's weird.
why don't you stick to the credits page, Digital Chameleon? And they're like, hell no, this is my big break. I need you to know Digital Chameleon colored and rendered this book. Look at Terrax. He looks like he's made of TV static. Kids, television static is, there used to be these TVs, they were bigger and fatter. You might see them in like Stranger Things. And Terrax is like, I was told that this is a great place for me to set up shop, kick ass, and take shit over. So
It's not because Superman lives here.
Literally,
Someone lied to you.
That is what Kyle says. He is like, dude, you may beat me, but eventually Superman's gonna hear this, and he's gonna come here and he's gonna spank you. And Terex is like, I don't know who that is. Thankfully, Superman does not come in here and humiliate Kyle. Kyle has to kick his ass anyway, but he doesn't. Kyle is actually saved in the nick of time by another all-powerful character.
I wish Superman would. Just come in, see Terex, be like, shh, get out of
There.
here.
Sorry. I know this is your whole thing, Kyle. Good luck to you. Again.
It sounds like you need some help
Good luck on that logo.
with this. So.
Good luck on that logo. Here's $20, man. You need money, just let me know, all right?
I got a Crystal Palace.
You're a member of the Justice League. You can just stay on the Watchtower. We got teleporters. You don't need this, all right? You have a ring. You know you could make an apartment.
If I was Superman, I would not be advising Kyle Rayner to like quit his day job.
Hell no. Yeah, well, look, at the rate we're going with Green Lanterns here, you get me on the way out. Silver Surfer fights Cyborg some more until eventually they are interrupted by the appearance of Hal Jordan Parallax, who has been chasing Cyborg Superman because he's mad at him, for destroying Coast City and making him Parallax by de facto.
Right.
So, sweet. This is also kind of fun because you're like, all right, I'm a comic book junkie. I'm looking forward to a crossover here. It's Green Lantern, Silver Surfer. The ink hasn't been dry on the first appearance of Kyle Rayner as Green Lantern, and I've been waiting, theoretically, for like 30 years for a Green Lantern, Silver Surfer crossover, and the first time I get it is with the new guy?
Yeah,
it's not like there's a new Silver Surfer that I could trade off on here. That sucks.
Sure there is. It's Terex.
Yeah, thanks.
So instead you get evil Hal Jordan.
But I still get Hal Jordan.
He is technically there,
Yep,
but it's not what you really want, right?
No, it's not. But also, I think Ron Mars is playing with convention here. He's like, trust me, this gets weird and intricate and fun, and I put fun with like an asterisk, like depending on how Ben and Ethan interpret this book.
Right.
But
okay.
Parallax is here and he wants to kick Cyborg's ass, and you know what? That's pretty heroic because Cyborg sucks, and
he's like an anti-hero at this point,
Exactly.
I guess, kind of.
Except the hero part.
Well, no, he's heroically trying to kill this monster. So Kyle fights Terex some more, and for his troubles gets like hit in the back of the head by a piece of rock until Terex is dispatched by Thanos.
What?
Yes.
What is happening?
So Thanos appears, and Terex is like, dude, Thanos, what are you doing here, man? And Thanos is like, I won't let you destroy this planet. And Terex is like, you sent me here, motherfucker.
Okay.
That's the scene we've got here.
No, I am defending this place. I am now the savior of DC.
You're welcome.
Is everybody buying this?
Right? No, not at all. Except for Kyle.
I mean, you look evil, so no.
Kyle says that.
Look at you.
There's literally a scene.
There's a skull on your chair. You're not a good guy.
Maybe I stole it from an evil guy. Hal Jordan re-identifies himself as Parallax. I used to be Green Lantern. Now I'm Parallax. There's all your context. You're welcome.
Right, for all those new readers out there.
For who are picking up
Silver
this
Surfer
crossover.
For Silver Surfer's benefit, I used to be Hal Jordan, but now I'm Parallax.
I don't
Great.
know.
I don't know what it is.
None of the words you said mean anything to me. Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, Parallax, none of that means anything.
Should I introduce myself as whatever my name was?
Norrin Rad?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. He does, but he doesn't need to. So so Parallax like hits Cyborg Superman with like the Green Lantern equivalent of a battering ram with the literal ram's head.
Got a ram on it, yeah.
And then Silver Surfer's like, hey man, so like you bringing your trash over here? Or like, what's up with this? And now Jordan's like, dude, like stay out of this, man. And so
I don't need your crap.
Right. And then when they're done arguing, they look over and Cyborg Superman has run away. And he's like, son of a bitch! No! Coast City! You're the problem! And Surfer's like, dude,
my God.
slow your roll, Jordan. And he's like,
now
all right.
Now they're going to fight.
No.
What?
No. Because you want them to, because Hal Jordan's a bad guy now.
Yeah.
Like, you want
and
Silver
he's super
Surfer.
powerful. Maybe he could take on Silver Surfer.
Exactly. Silver Surfer's imbued with the power cosmic. Holy crap. Because, of course, Hal Jordan is imbued with, like, all the power of the former Green Lantern Corps. They have a minute where they just chill and explain each other's concepts.
Okay.
And so Hal Jordan is like, dude, so, like, here's the thing. My point of view version of this is that, like, I was a hero in my reality. And my base of operations and the town from which I grew up was stolen from me by that guy. And I had a hard time.
Let's just say I
You could
found my
say-
Captain Ahab moment.
Right.
And I'm going to hunt him till the ends of the earth.
Well, it's
Yeah, well,
more
it's
like
more than that though, because I also like,
destroyed the Green Lantern Corps.
like
and-
killed all my friends,
Yeah.
and like stole their power,
Right. It was.
and then killed my bosses.
I
and
became
took
a
all their
bad guy
power.
and facilitated a literal crisis. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna
I
leave
almost
that
made
out.
reality. Yeah,
But don't worry about that.
It was a hard time.
The thing that you need to wait. The takeaway for you, Silver Surfer, is that I did some shady shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm also gonna not explain it all to you. But I'm not gonna lie. I did some messed up stuff. But like, haven't you, in your time? I don't know you very well, but like, have you ever like been a hero, but also have like a kind of a dark past? And Silver Surfer's like,
And also, like, I don't know, maybe lead worlds to their destruction?
yeah, exactly. Silver Surfer's like, oh, dude, this is a glass house stone situation. And I am here for it. So like, all right, look.
All right, let's start the therapy
Fair.
session. They sit down, they
Yeah.
get coffee and donuts
They
out.
just sit on the board and just float in the middle of space. But Jordan's just like, my plan here, and it's just a carryover from Zero Hour, is to fix my mistakes. Like, if you had the power, would you go back and unmake your mistakes? And Silver Surfer's like, oh, my dude, that is hitting me where I live.
Oh, so if you kill this guy, your city will be fixed?
No, I need to kill that guy because he's an asshole. And then I'm going to get absolute power and fix my city. And so Silver Surfer and Hal Jordan Parallax are going to team up.
Okay.
Meanwhile, on Earth, Terrax is like, hey Thanos, why did you shoot me in the back, you dick? And then, Thanos just completely destroys Terrax. He didn't kill him, but he beats his ass, hits a button on his chair, and sends him back to the Marvel Universe. And Kyle's like, what was that all about? And Thanos is like, oh, that guy, yeah, he's crazy. He makes up stuff.
Yeah, he's just a
Don't
liar. He's a
listen to
bad guy.
him.
Bad guys lie.
bad guys lie.
Good thing I was here to save you.
Yes. And Kyle's like,
I can't see your eyes. I don't trust you.
Yeah.
Kyle's literally like, you look like a bad guy. And he's like, well, maybe this will convince you. My name's Thanos. And
Yeah,
I'm
no, that's a
cool.
bad guy name.
He's like,
That's-
look at your speech bubbles. They have they have jagged edges to them, and a hue of red around it. That's a bad guy
that's a
sound effect.
bad guy.
That's
That's
just
bad
how
guy
deadly
stuff.
serious I am.
Right? Like, unless you're Spawn, that's a bad guy speech balloon. But anyway, yes, that just shows how intense I am. Silver Surfer kind of glosses over his time as a Herald of Galactus and is like, let's just say I know where you're coming from, pal. And so he's like,
So they're both just lying at each other, making themselves like
They're-
be better than
yes.
the
It's
history
very
is.
real.
It's very real. And so, Jordan is like, look, so you seem like you are super powerful. Here's what I'm thinking. Because, like, I am essentially now a power battery because of, like, my newfound abilities and my ability to, like, absorb power from the Lantern battery. So, like, you have crazy. If you shot me with, like, your power cosmic or bestowed a little bit of your power cosmic to me, that might give me the edge I need in order to restore Coast City and fix my mistakes.
And I certainly won't drink you like a freaking juice box.
He doesn't.
Okay.
But Silver Surfer's like, you know what? If the roles were reversed, maybe I might take that deal. So yeah. So then Kyle pulls up a chair out of his vastly powerful, cosmic gift.
And he sits in it all cool.
Yeah, backwards.
Backwards, yeah.
Yeah, like he's
Like
at
a
the rec
guidance
center.
counselor, Yeah.
All right, Thanos, rap to me.
Exactly. So Thanos is like, look, I found out that this guy Terrax was coming to your reality, so I used my special chair that allows me to traverse the known multiverse, and I came here to get him and bring him back and help you out.
Okay, well, you got him back. Now leave.
Right, no, but I'm
You don't
also
belong here.
because I heard that there is a threat to your reality and by extension my reality, because if he starts messing up your reality, he might start going to other realities. And in 1995, the Marvel Universe is right next door, and in 2023, it couldn't be farther apart. But back then, all-powerful cosmic being who I just found out about, who's mucking around in your reality, might get the idea to come over to the Marvel Universe and mess things up, and I can't have that. His name's Hal Jordan.
Yeah, because he'd be
Oh.
And so Kyle's like, oh no! I kind of thought that the Hal thing was over because like Zero Hour was like really disappointing and nobody liked it, but whatever. I guess I'm gonna have to like get involved because I've had no less than 3 stories in which I have to confront Hal and establish that I am the one true Green Lantern, but let's do it again in this crossover.
I'll do it for people who don't normally read my stuff, I guess.
Yeah. So I love Kyle and Thanos. Like Kyle Rayner, the Green Lantern, and fucking Thanos.
Is Thanos like telling the truth,
No.
or is there an angle?
It's
okay.
horseshit.
All right.
He is aware of Hal Jordan. He's aware of Parallax's
Because that part's
power.
real.
Yeah, but he has
That's
an
not why he's
ulterior
here.
motive,
Yeah,
and
okay.
it's like the most obvious. So
Right.
he's like, "Look, dude, I've built a machine, which is very Jim Starlin. which I'm kind of like, oh man, now I want to read Jim Starlin's Green Lantern Silver Surfer crossover. That being said, Ron Mars channels Jim Starlin in a big bad way. Thanos builds a machine. The only thing that's lacking is Adam Warlock. Thank God. But Thanos like, I built a machine that will be able to right the ship that is Hal Jordan screwing around and be able to defeat Hal Jordan. All we need...
It's a gun. I'm going to shoot him.
Thank you. Yeah. I was about to make that joke.
No, I mean, it's he's still got all the Owen power, but you can't just shoot Parallax. Although
it's a yellow gun.
Although arguably, Green Arrow shot Parallax in 0 Hour with a friggin' arrow, and that turned the tide for the DC Universe. So yeah, I guess you could just shoot him with a Glock. Thanos built a machine. You're going to shoot it with your Green Lantern powers, and that'll power the machine, and we'll be able to save the day. It's that flimsy.
Yeah, but like, what does it do though?
It'll save the day.
I don't know what that means.
It's a day-saving machine. Don't worry about it.
And thank you. All your funds have been transferred to me.
Exactly. Oh yeah, what did I get out of this? Screwed.
Goodbye.
And Kyle's like, okay, look. Not that I don't trust you, but you look like a bad guy. Your face looks evil.
You have black
What the
holes
brutal
where
thing to
eyes
say to
should
another person?
Exactly, my face. So he's like, dude, you gotta help me out. So then there's this great moment where like both Kyle and Silver Surfer like shake hands with their respective devils. You know, like Thanos is gonna team up with Kyle and Parallax is going to team up with Silver Surfer, and these are the two characters that should be teaming up, Kyle and Silver Surfer, but they're not. They're teaming up with each other's bad guys, even though Thanos isn't really Silver Surfer's bad guy, but we're doing a crossover later that is going to star Galactus, so it's not going to have Galactus. It's going to be Thanos. So anyway, Parallax then gets the power cosmic from Silver Surfer. Parallax,
all of it or just a little?
Most of it.
Really?
Yeah. It's
he
most
would not
of
do
it.
that. That's
Silver Surfer does a lot of that. Sometimes willingly, sometimes not. But yeah, you'd be surprised how often he bestows the power cosmic. So
it's just irresponsible.
I agree. So Hal then restores the planet that was destroyed by Cyborg, who was trying to make Warworld.
He actually did destroy it?
Oh yeah, no, he destroys the whole planet.
Oh.
And
how does Cyborg destroy a planet?
Well, what's so great about it is
he's a super person.
It already happened in media res, so we don't know, and we don't have to know. All we know is
he could have been at it for weeks.
Right, that's true. So the planet's restored thanks to the combined efforts of the Power Cosmic and Parallax.
When you say restore,
I mean, like,
is it just a big construct, like he restored
No.
Coast City?
No, not like that. No. This is okay. So
how can he do that?
Because he's been given the power of like Oa and Cosmic. That's enough to be basically a god.
So he's a Silver Lantern.
Okay.
Sure.
So he
doesn't
can
really
like
turn silver or
create
anything.
life.
That's a mistake.
I agree. But then you won't be able to. He's crackling with energy. So yeah, he whips up the new planet, and the people on the planet are back to life. Like everything's back to normal.
Well, that definitely doesn't work.
Now look, maybe because we're also like coming off of a 0 hour that Parallax is able to tap into time itself and restore them from like before their deaths or something. But they're all pretty happy with where they are. They're not like dealing with existential dread of having been dead.
They didn't come back wrong.
Exactly.
Oh my god, I would love
A
that.
planet of zombies. Oops. So yeah, they're like,
I brought it back. Why are you so horrified?
Yeah.
For a while, there was war on our planet, and then there was nothing. Nothing, I tell you.
Yeah, it's
I
all just
remember the
entropy. I remember the nothing. So yeah, Silver Surfer's like, this is dope. Like, wait a minute. Like, we could bring back all the worlds. Like, we could undo my mistakes too. Like, this is a planet that I saved from Galactus, but we could restore all the planets that I didn't save from Galactus. No, he's like, yeah, and they can't stop me this time. And it's like, okay, dude, whoa, what?
It's a good thing. Why'd you say it like it's like evil?
monologuing?
Yeah, like, I mean, look at him.
No.
Kyle and Thanos end up back in the machine, which of course
Is the Technodrome?
is a mess. It doesn't matter.
Awesome.
And it's outside of the like energy crackling from the destruction of Oa. Oa was destroyed previously, so now all the energy from Oa is just kind of floating in space, waiting to be tapped. And thankfully, because it's so vast and so powerful, you can't just like eat it or like or siphon it. You need like extreme power in order to
a
use
giant tapping machine like you would
the
get
one that
maple
Thanos
syrup.
built. Yeah, exactly.
Like this thing that's drawn here.
Right, and I think that, and if you want to like explain a little further, you know, Thanos built that machine I assume in the Marvel universe, but whatever, because like where the hell is he getting the raw materials? Can you imagine like some DC story where it's like, hey, there's this ravaged planet from over here. Oh yeah, this purple guy showed up and just wrecked our shit and took our stuff and built this big machine. Like, oh yeah,
That would be kind of fun.
that would be kind of fun. I like that. Yeah, unfortunately, not so much. But anyway, Kyle needs to use the Green Lantern ring, the only Green Lantern ring left, in order to power the machine to siphon the energy from Oa.
Why is there any Owen energy left? I thought Parallax took it.
He took the power from the power battery. He took all the energy from the battery, not from the planet itself.
Oh, the planet had energy too.
Planet itself, yeah, because it used to be like the unofficial center of the universe. So like, there's like,
Why would he leave that power there?
I don't know. So Thanos is like, I am gonna do this. Here we go. So Kyle and Thanos spring into action, and they tap into the energy, and it goes right into the machine and into Thanos. And while that's happening, Hal Jordan has like Obi-Wan Kenobi fatigue, where he's like, oh, like I feel like some energy that I'm tapping into being Parallax is being like siphoned, you know, like because I guess it's like
he was
maybe
connected,
he was connected
to the Owen energy?
energy, yeah.
Oh.
So he's like, ugh.
Or maybe that is always part of him.
Yeah, exactly. So Silver Surfer has cosmic awareness, so he's like, oh, well, because of that, I know where to go, so hop on my board and let's go. So,
But how do they get, like,
Right,
is there
how do
a
they go
hole
between-
in space? I'm trying to picture how they...
No.
If
Thanos-
only it was the source wall.
Yeah, no, but they don't want to do that. So Thanos' chair travels between multiverses.
Okay.
And
I guess
I think
Silver
that
Surfer's
Parallax just
bored?
can. Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah. And Parallax has powers. He's like, or he's from there. He's like, I'll guide you.
Yeah,
Like,
well-
your board and my knowledge of where I came from put together will make us
Will
get
make us
there.
go to the DC universe? Probably.
Don't worry about
At
it.
one point,
We
he
don't
just
even see-
pushes Silver Surfer off the board and he's like, this is my ride now.
Yeah,
He
they
should.
They don't even like. They don't go through like a hole in space.
Right. It's just that somehow...
end up there.
They get there. Okay.
So they head over there. Meanwhile, Thanos is like, okay, we've done it. Like, we're good. You can throw the switch now. And Kyle's like, whew, that was messed up. Okay, so like when you go to fight Hal Jordan and then take his power away from him, like you're not gonna murder him, are you? And Thanos is like, dude, what? Like, you think that that's still the plan? Oh, I'm sorry, you're still here. Well, all right. So anyway, I have like a hard-on for death. You don't know. I'll give you the spiel. I love death. She spurned me. She kicked me out of her kingdom. I can't die. All right, because death won't have me. But if I destroy a universe, maybe that'll get her attention. So I'm gonna destroy the DC universe, and now I have enough power to do it.
Or you could destroy yourself. If you die,
Well,
she has to accept
There's a
you.
moment where he's like, "Oh, and if you kill me, that's great. Like either way, I win."
Right.
So you know, all right. And Kyle's like, "What?" And Thanos like, "Holy crap! How dumb are you? Like you're the worst Green Lantern ever."
And I just met you.
And I don't even know what a Green Lantern
any
is.
others.
Exactly. So they're about to fight Green Lantern and Thanos, which would be kind of a
So Green Lantern's about to be like killed instantly.
by Thanos.
Yeah.
Well, of course, yes, has all the power of Oa.
Plus his own inherent power.
Yeah,
so
plus
like,
being Thanos, like
yeah.
his plot armor. And then Silver Surfer and Parallax arrive. There's kind of like a cocoon behind
okay,
them.
yeah, like they
So I guess like they travel through like a some kind of
They
dimensional
break
rift.
through something.
Yeah. Cool.
So they arrive, and so Jordan goes to fight Thanos because he is also bestowed with the power cosmic. So essentially, you have two gods punching each other.
Right.
And Surfer's like, and I'll take the green one. So now we've got the guys that are supposed to be crossing over, but they're fighting each other. Oh no!
Why?
Okay, Silver Surfer just teamed up with Hal Jordan, who looks like Kyle Rayner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why would he immediately fight him?
because
Hal
Kyle
Jordan-
is in league with Thanos.
Oh, because he's like, next
Thanos
to
was
him.
just about to kill Kyle.
Yeah, but he just showed up and saw
he
them
just
together.
showed up and saw them together. He's like, what? No.
That's what you have to do in these in order to make the cool fight happen.
That's right.
Look at
It's
this
not a
page
cool
back.
Yeah, two full pages, a double page splash of Green Lantern and Silver Surfer fighting each other. Hell yes.
Not fighting each other, squaring off.
That's true.
Yeah,
they don't
about
fight.
to throw a punch.
Yes.
Yeah, they prostrated each other.
Right. So Thanos is like, "Oh, hey, Hal," and Jordan's like, "How do you know my name?
I know
That's not
you?"
that's weird. What are you doing here?" And Thanos is like, "I'm gonna wreck everything. I'm gonna destroy the DC universe." And Hal's like, "No, you're not. I'm gonna kick your ass." And Thanos is like, "Well, we'll see about that." So they fight. Silver Surfer fights Kyle, and the reason why we have Surfer give Hal the plot reason, the like undercurrent of this, the behind the scenes reason, is because Silver Surfer would kill Kyle.
Yeah, he needs to be weakened.
He's
so that's-
weakened. So
yeah.
now it's a fair fight between Green Lantern and Silver Surfer.
Okay.
So they fight, and Surfer's impressed by Kyle's ability to make constructs and stuff, which is cute. But then, so Hal and Thanos are kind of squaring off. They're going to fight, And then Hal's like, oh, real quick, poof, Oa's back. Yes, Coast City's next. Poof, Coast City's back. I assume that the Guardians who were killed, they're back too. So like the Guardians are alive, Coast City's alive, everyone in Coast City is back to life. Boom, we're good.
So Hal Jordan is fixing a lot of his mistakes.
He's fixing a lot of shit. Hell, he could go back to being a Green Lantern again if we wanted to keep this in continuity. So that happens, and Thanos is like, no, that's in the universe I want to destroy. Boom, there goes Oa. Boom, there goes
Oh no!
Oh no!
And I was like, not again! This is like the third time it's happened to me.
At this point, he should be better with coping with his loss.
He's like, oh, man.
Ah, jeez.
Again. So,
I guess I should.
All right, that's another $1 in the world's destroyed jar.
Right. So while they're fighting, Kyle bathes Green Lantern in hard light construct water, just like douses him in water like an oceanic wave. Just like there. Bleh.
He's a surfer.
Yeah. Hey. Well, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So he should.
So he wipes out, and so he's like, "Hey, listen, chill for a second. Look." And Surfer's like, "Oh shit."
Maybe it's the refreshing ecto-cooler.
Oh yeah, it looks like it. And so they're like, "Oh, we should chill out for a second because like two gods are essentially fighting over bullshit, and I don't know what to do." So they team up. You know, they're like, "Oh
Meanwhile,
crap."
Silver Surfer's like, "Oh, is that your master?
So
Do you herald for him?"
right, what? No. What?
Well, I mean, you're both dressed the same. He's much more powerful.
So yeah.
And I just gave him a lot of power.
Yes.
So he's way stronger.
You can take it back.
Yeah, well, that's what
It's
Silver
your
Surfer
power.
says. Is like that's basically your power. Like you should use your ring to strip their energy from them. And Kyle's like, I've never done that before. And Surfer's like, I couldn't care less if you've never done it before.
That should
like,
be Silver Surfer's power, taking the cosmic power back.
yeah, well, he's gonna, don't worry.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a ring
Kyle,
through
yeah,
which to channel it
you
or
need,
something.
yeah, you need a conduit. So Thanos and Hal Jordan punch each other for a while until Surfer and Raynor like jump on their respective opposites. You know, Kyle faces off against Thanos, and Surfer
Right.
takes Jordan off the table. And I love Surfer taking down Jordan because Jordan's like, dude, we were bros. Like, what are you doing, man? Why are you grabbing me for? And he's like, dude, I didn't see this before, but you're clearly unbalanced.
You're looking kind of evil right now.
You're freaking out, man.
Yeah. Even though you haven't actually done anything wrong.
No.
You just created stuff that you said you were going to create.
Yeah.
And explicitly
No, I agree.
gave you the power to do that, but you are screaming a lot.
Yeah, and like, and your fight with Thanos is wrecking a lot of things.
Right.
So, but nothing that isn't already wrecked, and so therefore deserves to be wrecked. So, but your problem, your fight might actually spill over into things that aren't already wrecked,
Right.
or shouldn't have been wrecked. So anyway,
But
while
it's getting out of hand, and I'm just going to put a stop to it.
So while Hal and Surfer are having this heart-to-heart, Kyle's like, all right, here we go, Hua! And just uses his ring to pull the Owen energy out of Thanos. And so that happens. And
And Thanos is like, sweet pain!
right, and because like that's happening, I guess it also sucks the Owen energy out of Hal Jordan. And so it all goes into Kyle. And Kyle's like, I'm a regular guy, so I'm gonna die now. And Surfer's like, put it into me! You can trust me! You've known me for 2 minutes! And so Kyle does, and so he dumps all the energy into Surfer. And Surfer...
It looks like he's about to explode in steroid-induced rage.
he is gonna explode. He's like, well, if I die, I guess it's like worth it because like I saved everybody. Hooray! Right. So Surfer keeps the energy that like he gave in the first place.
right, he
He's like-
retains the part that was his.
so Surfer and Kyle like come to an accord. Kyle accepts responsibility for Hal. He's like, I'll go get him. But before they can, they're floating in space. A like hole opens up and sucks Thanos back to the Marvel Universe, or so they think. And they're correct to think it because that's what happens, but I don't know why they would. And so Thanos is back in the Marvel Universe. And,
Well, that's convenient.
and Hal is just thrown further into DC space. Like he just goes way over there. Like so that he doesn't have to be in another book for a while.
What?
That's a convenient hole.
Yeah, it is. And aren't they all? So Hal's gone, and so's Thanos. And Surfer's like, well, before the like space sphincter closes up, I'm gonna have to go in there and go. And Kyle, he's like, well, till we meet again.
That probably goes to your universe. It probably doesn't like go to like a demon dimension
don't
or
forget,
nowhere.
Surfer has cosmic awareness.
Yeah. Okay.
So Surfer jumps in, and he's like, well, till we meet again. And Kyle's like, why would we?
You mean bye forever?
You can't see what's coming.
Yeah. And so Surfer leaves, and Kyle's like, I don't even know that guy's name. And it's funny because like you could guess it.
Yeah, it's Torben Ray.
You just look
Oh,
at
yeah,
it.
what does he look like?
What does it look like? That's it. So Kyle goes home and he's like, well, good thing that's over forever. And then, in like true cliffhanger fashion, it zooms in on a cardboard box teeming with energy, which is a direct reference to what's coming from the DC versus Marvel crossover, because that event is so awesome. It is facilitated by cardboard boxes that are blasting with energy.
What happened to Hank Henshaw? He's still in the Marvel Universe?
He flew away. I guess so.
Yes.
Maybe that space hole
He just
gobbled
left
him
the
up.
book.
Yeah, he just left. Because the Marvel and DC universes are giant robots or something.
Right.
Like they're space brothers that are red and blue because they're the Coke and Pepsi of their universes. And shards of the brothers or something. Like, it's been a while.
I vaguely remember the cardboard box thing. Wasn't that?
Yeah, because like there are two guys, one of whom was like a homeless guy who lived in that box, is also a shard of the brothers.
Right.
Like he's literally
two
just
brothers?
he's nothing.
Yeah.
He's just energy, but made into a sentient man. And then he finds Axel Asher, aka Access,
Right.
and then imbues him with the rest of his energy and makes him into the guardian of the restorative power that will keep Marvel and DC from doing crossovers again. And that's his job.
So, Unholy Alliances is a bit of a lie.
Yeah.
Because there's only one Unholy Alliance, and that's Kyle and Thanos.
No, because
Well-
Parallax and Silver Surfer teams.
kind of an unholy
we know
alliance.
Parallax is evil.
Yeah.
What does he do in this that's evil?
Oh, nothing.
Exactly.
He implies that he's going to take it too far.
Yeah.
If not
we
stopped.
know he's going to because he has before.
Yeah, but he restores the worlds that were destroyed.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes, he
and
doesn't actually do anything evil.
the planet that he restores for Silver Surfer, that one stays restored.
oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Because, like, you know, because that planet was
Well, never-
alive before the crossover.
right.
Everything's got
we
to
have
go
to
back.
put it back exactly the way it was.
Yeah.
It's kind of bullshit.
Right? I agree.
Yeah, I mean, but there is the implication that he's going to parallax out again.
Yes.
Like, if this continues, like, it will become an unholy
He's never just
alliance.
happy with what he's got. He's
Yeah.
always going to take it too far. And of course, in Zero Hour, he does. You know, he's like, we're going to, oh no, like, I'm going to make it so that Barbara Gordon is never paralyzed, and here's all this other stuff. And it's like, that would be nice, but, you know,
Yeah, but it's, like, wrong or something.
it's wrong or something. Well, I mean, metatextually speaking, she's less interesting when she doesn't have a wheelchair. So, you know.
The readers would get so bored. We can't do that.
Yeah,
you monster.
You'll ruin her character development.
How dare she be Batgirl?
Yeah, and what's funny is she is like in Zero Hour, she just is Batgirl, but it's like it's either an alternate reality version that's you know that it doesn't matter. You know what? We did Zero Hour. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not going back to Zero
Yeah.
Hour.
Well, the point is.
It's a bad scene if Parallax is allowed to.
Yeah,
just
don't
have all
trust
that.
him. Well, no, he can't be on the level because then why would we root against him? Like, shouldn't we always be rooting for him? What's
Right.
ironic, of course.
I mean, he is the best of us.
Yeah,
And
clearly.
the worst.
but
He also has like a demon.
yeah,
thing
don't forget
inside
that
him.
demon. Now, here's the thing, right?
Yeah,
Because
we don't know about the demon at this point.
that demon is a retcon demon that shows
Yeah,
up.
but he
after-
was always there.
But what's funny is, for me, Hal Jordan Parallax is Jeff Johns. Because Jeff Johns does desperately want to go back and fix things and restore stuff and make it like it was. And continuity and new readers are constantly being like, no, we did that. We've moved on. We've grown up. Like, literally,
Yeah, we're past it.
the metaphor of like, let's make Barbara Gordon not paralyzed anymore. Like, they did it. And it's because there were people who remember when she wasn't. And they're
Right.
like, but she should be Batgirl again because I don't recognize these other Batgirls and I have no respect for them.
I don't regard them.
I don't regard them and never did.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, well, but you didn't read it either, so why would you? It's not for you anymore. No, says Hal Jordan Parallax or Jeff Johns. No, I'll fix it. I'll take my vast editorial powers and I will make it as it was. What's funny is, you know, Ron Mars's creation, Kyle Rayner, has been sidelined as a result of the replacement of Hal Jordan. So people are kind of like, no, why can't Kyle be in charge? And it's like so funny to hear because I remember people bitching and moaning about Hal Jordan during this time. People were like, boo, Kyle.
Meanwhile, 3 people
Get
are like,
out of here.
where's Guy though?
There's a vocal minority of Guy fans who are listen.
What about Jon Stewart?
He was so frustrating about.
He got a cartoon show. Apparently, it was fantastic.
Jon Stewart has probably more fans than any other Green Lantern because there was an actual effing cartoon show starring him. Because more people watch that show than have ever read comic books in their lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want a copy of this, go into any dollar bin and you'll find it. I have 3 copies myself, and it's in the Crossover Classics Volume 2 collection, which we also have because I'm a junkie for these crossovers. And even though I'm making fun of them, I really do like them. And I like Daryl Banks' art. I think it's fun.
Yeah, this art is great.
And
I love this.
Because Ron Mars is the architect of this whole thing. Again, it's him and Peter David writing DC versus Marvel. It's him writing Green Lantern. So after this, Green Lantern references this stuff. There's references to Silver Surfer. There's references to Access. Access only makes one visit to one of the publishers that isn't a joint release, and it's Green Lantern. So yeah, but I mean, Mars is 50% of the creation of Access, so that would make sense.
So there's no equivalent to Crossover Classics or.
No, it's Crossover Classics Volume 2. Back when they made the
you
crossovers.
can't get it anymore.
No,
Right,
no.
right.
They thought ahead enough to publish trade paperbacks, but not to re-release them. But again,
We worked together once. That is enough. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Lord knows I would hate to have to split profits on a thing that I have every right to share profits on.
You can either make 50% of those profits
Or zero! Ha! This is every time we do a crossover. It's like, oh, and by the way, do it again! Or if you refuse to do it again, just make them available. I mean, that being said, thankfully, most of the crossovers, now the first wave of crossover classics, Superman, Spider-Man, Teen Titans, X-Men, etc., those books are from the 70s and 80s. They're less available, and they're more expensive. But every crossover from the 90s, you can get in a dollar bin. I promise you. Every amalgam, every single crossover. Because the comic book community at large is like, yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Nothing happens in it. It's like, well, I mean, Green Lantern and Silver Surfer crossover. That's not enough for me. Nothing happens. What do you think is going to happen?
There's nothing of
What's
consequence.
supposed to happen?
What's supposed to happen? Hal Jordan restores all the mistakes of Silver Surfer and restores Coast City, and then they go back to their universes, and they have to keep referring to that crossover as the thing that made everything happen. I mean, that would be cool if they did that. But
they were never going to.
They were never going to do that.
That was never on the table.
Never
so
on the
don't worry
table.
about it.
Yeah, no.
Just enjoy the adventure.
Enjoy the ride.
Which is almost every comic book. Nothing really changes.
Yes, if you live long enough, everything that you have ever read that matters doesn't. So
Because it all gets retconned.
it all gets retconned. This is
New
actually,
volume.
ironically, the crossover is the only thing that don't, because nothing happens in them anyway. There's nothing to retcon. Except for when they reference stuff like this, where it's like Green Lantern Silver Surfer, it's Hal Jordan Parallax. Don't forget there's a yellow demon inside of him. And look, it's Silver Surfer, and there's no difference here. Thanos, everything Marvel is just yeah, this could have been published yesterday.
This art is so good.
It's fun. It's really fun. I love it. I love Daryl Banks' art. There's a lot of continuity throughout, not the capital C continuity, but continuity of art and design throughout. But again, yeah, no, there's repercussions. Radu does get that logo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit! Well, that changes everything.
We'll see you guys next week with another episode. I'm Sal.
I'm Ethan.
I'm Ben.
Keep reading. The Silver Surfer is
What
literally
are those
100%
babes
more.
for?
Oh, he's fatigued, so Kyle makes them to hold him up.
And one of them walks up with a sign that says round 2.
Yeah, I would love a round 2. I would love to see another one of these.
That's so amazing that he needs somebody to hold somebody up, and so naturally he conjures these wafer thin women. That's the most logical thing to support somebody's weight.
Right. Well, no, I mean
Also, why wouldn't he do it?
I don't have to. I got the ring.
Yeah, I don't have to lift a finger.
Kyle
so
makes
when
a
Kyle
lot.
Rayner needs to masturbate, he
just
creates
makes a
a
girl.
construct of a girl
Yeah.
to
Who has
have sex with him.
Yeah.
I mean, that is what this panel is indicating.
Right. Essentially, he fucks himself.